Hey everybody, welcome back to Count Up to 500, and now we're into numbers 2 and 3. That's right, I'm going to give you right off the bat a tag team. This tag team, of course, was part of a faction. They'd win WCW tag belts, they would never win WWF tag belts. They had multiple gimmicks, and we're going to start it off with DOA's Skull and 8 Ball. Now, these were twins, known as the Harris brothers. So, as you can see here, I used Kevin Nash and Scott Hall NWO lowers. Again, Cujo top notch, putting the decals, putting the paint. Now, I don't do every person myself. I do it to collaboration with other people. The sculpts came from Mark Cochan, actually, for the DOA sets. But you've got the decals from Curb Stomp with the tattoos. The vests, of course, I mostly put the parts together. I decided to use cloth shirts I found on eBay. It was Goldberg torso because these guys were a little bit, jacked. They weren't billed very tall, but they actually were pretty tall in real life. Apparently, they might be even taller than Chains, but Chains was billed taller in the, according to Wikipedia. So tattoos, great. Again, Cujo, top notch, putting those decals on there, big time. Again, I'm not sure which one's 8 Ball and which one's Skull. I'd have to look greater into details, but you can see the tattoos are pretty much the same. The DOA, I put the vests on myself, getting sure to give a little wrinkle effect because they're more supposed to be leather vests, even though they're hard plastic. So, again, not the most expensive, but I mean, in these pants, I think, those Hall and Nash figures, these are both Hall, by the way. Nash is, you'll see him in Chains later. But Halls were about roughly 20 bucks. The vests were a dime a dozen. I think they're old Jack's vests, maybe Mattel vests. Goldberg's run me about 20 bucks each. The heads, of course, would have cost me about 15 each for the heads. And then the shirts were about 10 bucks each. And then, of course, you send them off to, get acid wash jean paint detail, which, again, Cujo decided he didn't want to do that. Originally, it was going to be in blue. He was like, no, send these to me. I'll do them for free. And he just really made those look great. So, very happy to add these two to my collection. The only other time you can get these guys was back in the bone crunching era, or the Baka as we call it for short. But they were two. They were not two. It was a 2-pack with, I think it was 8 Ball and Chains, and then Skull was a hard to find figure of a very B assortment set. The only difference really was you tell the difference was one had a white tank top, then one had a black tank top. But literally they use the same head sculpt and the same tattoo work. Because they're twins, so apparently they wear the same tattoos, even though looking at it, you can see there's different tattoos on this arm, but the other arms are pretty much the same. I do believe, too, that you can see that there is some racial markings there that they kind of covered up. I think they were more prominent in their TNA look, where they didn't really care anymore. So I wonder if these are like temporary tattoos that cover over those, but there is your DOA, Skull, and 8 Ball, Disciples of Apocalypse, known as the Harris Brothers. Check back next time as we continue on the list, the count up to 500.